Energy drain traps the Third Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith on the planet Exilion with its hostile natives, causing the travelers to make an uneasy alliance with a Marine Space Corps expedition and a squadron of Daleks. The key to escape for all of them lies at the heart of a powerful and mysterious lost city, but only if they can navigate a series of deadly traps. Welcome, friends and companions. How are you today? Sci-fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for their fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music, and sports. We don't do politics and religion because they are not entertainment, so we have no discussions about that. Random, because we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books, music, again and again. And a special place on this channel for Doctor Who. Doctor Who. And by the way, Doctor Who, a new season will start in 10th, 11th of May. And there are actually 2 episodes then airing on BBC or Disney Plus. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The 15th Doctor and Akuti Katwa. And yeah, so very, very good. I will also do the analyze these episodes, and most of all, we will uh, highly enjoy it. Okay, I'm looking forward. Yes, very good. But today we have another doctor on the list, and we all know. But I will shortly after the announcements. I will tell the story of this live stream. So, random, Gus will broadcast on non-fixed times, actually on many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what time the broadcast is. It also depends on your time zone, by the way. Random also, because we will have no guests or different guests. It depends who wants to join me in the live stream or panel. If you want to join me in the live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord or YouTube and we will look what is possible. Discord server, of course. And then what a surprise is called. Random Entertainment Channel, tag Doctor Who, and you will find me in the list. I bump this server regularly, so you can will most time you will find me. So cheers, mate, and have lots of fun. Your host, Enigmatic Joker. Yes, that's my name. That's my name. And I have a an avatar with the Third Doctor, John Pertwee. And didn't you know that actually the from the classic Doctor Who era, this is my most favorite Doctor. So, what is your favorite Doctor in classic Who? By the way, that's my question for you. So today I will talk about the death to the Daleks. I was very quick. Okay. Third Doctor story, death of to the Daleks. Yes. So I will explain now how this live stream is built up. First, I do some short general info. Then I will dive into the plot. This story is a four-parter. Before I do the plot, I will give a spoiler alert because it's very good to watch and enjoy this adventure first, and then you can continue. Yeah, to listen to watch this live stream. I recommend it. So probably you have watched it already. And after we have done the plot, we will dive into. I will name some cast members. Then I will do some world building. Then I do some story notes. And the last thing I will do is that I will discuss the continuity context because story is linked or related to previous stories or future stories are linked or related to this story. Yes, that's universe. And then again and again and again and again. canon is what you decide is to be. So everyone has his own canon or his own favorite stories, favorite good doctors, favorite companions, etc., etc. So, but and in some way, this story is linked to other stories. So continuing context is very important, and then see some links to things, really things. So okay, now we will go to the general info. It's very short info. So I already mentioned this four-parter. Death to the Daleks was the third serial of season 11 of Doctor Who. It was the first time Sarah Jane was on a planet other than Earth, and the first time she encountered the Daleks. Yes. So, spoilers. I will not dive into the plot. So, are you ready? Fasten your seatbelts. I take some water, and then we will go. Okay, part one. On the rocky surface of an alien planet one night, a blue uniformed spaceman is carrying out an investigation. Suddenly, he is struck in the chest by an arrow, collapses and tumbles down a slope into a lake. The third Doctor and Sarah are en route to Florana from a holiday when the Doctor starter suffers a series of power failures. An unknown force somewhere on the nearby planet Exilion is causing their energy drain. They are barely able to land on the arid planets. The Doctor and Sarah exit the TARDIS, but Sarah goes back to change clothes from the swimsuit she is wearing. The Doctor, exploring, is pursued and captured by the primitive, xenophobic natives. Sarah searches unsuccessfully for the Doctor and finding his lamp covered in blood. She goes back to the TARDIS, where she defends against the native Exilians who have broken into the ship. She is chased by Exilians, escaping briefly to an enormous city that pulses with energy. She is captured by the Exilians, who consider her presence near their sacred city an abomination, and they prepare her for sacrifice. What happened here? What happens? Meanwhile, dawn comes and the Doctor encounters a Marine Space Corps expedition whose ship has also crash landed because of the power drain. The team, Lieutenant Dan Galloway, Lieutenant Peter Hamilton, Captain Richard Railton, and civilian geologist Jill Tarrant, are in search of the rare mineral perineum, which can be found in large quantities on Exilion and is needed desperately to cure a galactic plague. Along with Commander Stewart, who is badly wounded after a previous Exilian attack, they are the only survivors of their expedition. Another member named Jack, whom Railton and Galloway were searching for, has disappeared without trace, but they don't know that he has been killed by the Exilians. Another ship lands nearby. The Marines initially believe it to be a rescue vessel, but to their dismay, a squad of Daleks emerge. Oh my! Guns at the ready. The Dalek leader gives the order for the Doctor and the humans to be exterminated. Oh my, that's part one. Part two. So, the energy drain has disabled the Daleks' energy based weaponry, much to the Doctor's glee, and he taunts them. They are also seeking perineum. Their own worlds are falling victim to the plague, or so to say. What they don't say is that there are several more Daleks hidden on their ship. The Doctor, the Marines, and the Daleks are forced into an uneasy alliance to find the source of the energy drain so they can escape. However, they are all captured by the Exilians in a skirmish that ends with the death of Captain Railton and the self-destruction of one of the Daleks. The Doctor saves Sarah from sacrifice, but is recaptured and is himself sentenced to die for assault on the High Priest. Back at their ship, the remaining Daleks replace their electronic weaponry with mechanical projectile weapons which they test on the model police box and quickly master the Exilians. In the confusion, the Doctor and Sarah flee down a nearby tunnel. The Daleks then negotiate a deal with the High Priest, which forces the natives to mine the perineum. In return, members of the Space Corps are in charge of wiping out a renegade group of Exilians. The deal also states the Doctor and Sarah will be returned to the Exilians, dead or alive. So Peter and Jill protest, but Galloway, who has taken charge despite the last wishes of Expedition Commander Stewart, insists it's the only way if they want the perineum. In the tunnel, Sarah realizes that the sacrificial ritual had been meant to end with them being sent down the tunnel. Something in here was meant to complete the sacrifice. Both realize that this is probably the source of the strange roars they hear echoing in the tunnel. Sarah also wonders how the Daleks were able to move if they were robots and thus electronic. The doctor explains that Daleks move by psychokinetic power and are thus unaffected by the power drain. At a junction, the doctor has Sarah wait whilst he has a look down the other tunnels for a way out. While she waits, she is frightened by the appearance of another Exilian. In the new tunnel, the doctor is about to head back when an enormous metallic snake-like creature rears up to strike at him. End of part 2. Part 3. The doctor ducks out of the root's way, but he can't do it forever. At the junction, a terrified Sarah is reassured by Exilian, who introduces himself as Belal. Along with another Exilian, Gotal, they conceal Sarah from pursuing Daleks, who head down both tunnels after the Doctor. In the tunnel, the Doctor is in. The Dalek comes across the root probe and is destroyed, allowing the Doctor to escape and reunite with a very relieved Sarah. What a relief. As they are guided away, Bella explains to the Doctor and Sarah about Exilian. Their civilization was once very technologically advanced, including space travel. Thousands of years ago, the Exilians built the enormous city, one of the 700 wonders of the universe. It became sentient and drove them out, and the Exilians gradually degenerated into their current primitive society, which worships the thing that destroyed them. Belal and Gotal are from another, much smaller faction which wishes to destroy the city. After Belal draws several of the images he has seen on the city walls, the Doctor realizes that the advanced Exilians had been to Peru on Earth. Oh, the Doctor decides they must infiltrate the city to deactivate the energy drain. Before leaving, with Belal as his guide, the Doctor tells Sarah to make sure the Marines are ready for takeoff when the beacon is disabled, because the Daleks will destroy the MSC ship once full power is restored. The Doctor also tells Sarah that if he should fail to return from the city, she must go with the Marines back to Earth. On the surface, the deal between the Daleks and the human is fast becoming uneasy. The Daleks are upset that the Exilians are not mining fast enough, much to Galloway's distaste. After another route comes to the surface through a body of water and kills an Exilian and a Dalek, the Dalek are forced to move the mining operation to another location, as the Exilians are refusing to go back to work otherwise. The Daleks decide on a two-pronged plan to restore power. Two Daleks are sent to infiltrate the city and hopefully destroy the controls and thus restore power, while Hamilton and Galloway are made to scale the city walls to plant bombs on a beacon at its summit to blow it up. The Doctor and Bella arrive at the city and the Doctor works out how to get in. A non-matching symbol. With the Daleks in hot pursuit, they get in and face their next test in a room with several skeletons evidence of their fate if they are unable to pass the next test. The Doctor traces a maze pattern without error, opening the next door just before the Daleks enter the first room. Doctor and Bella come to an area in a corridor where the floor is marked with red and white geometric pattern. Suddenly, the Doctor pulls Bella up sharply and warns, "Stop! Don't move!" End of part 3. Part 4. Last part. The pattern is an electrified trap, but the Doctor is able to negotiate it with his sonic screwdriver. The 7,000-volt electrical charge causes only minor damage to Daleks. The next two tests are of the mind. The Doctor has to use his sonic screwdriver to stop Bella killing him, and of their sanity. They manage to survive after the Doctor denies the reality of the mind-warping illusions. This opens the final area, the city's control center, where the Doctor promptly starts tinkering with the city's brain. It's a response by triggering the creation of two humanoid antibodies to destroy the intruders. The Doctor orders Bellal to let him know when the antibodies are complete while he keeps working. At the mining camp, Sarah finds Jill Tarrant, and their pair hatch a plan to replace the Daleks' perineum sacs with scent-filled ones, whilst the real perineum sacs are moved to the Earth spaceship. As dawn breaks, a Dalek guard finds that Jill has escaped, promptly self-destructs for failing in its duty, its voice rising to a maniacal pitch and then slurring away as it dies. On the city exterior, Hamilton and Galloway have finally reached the summit and plant one of the two Dalek bombs on the beacon. Galloway, however, insists on keeping the second bomb, pointing out that the Dalek guard at the base won't be able to see them keeping it, and one bomb will be enough to destroy the beacon. They start to descend. The Doctor has almost finished with his interference with the city's brain when antibodies attack him and Bellal. Fortunately, the pursuing Daleks arrive and promptly fire on the creatures, causing them to turn their attention to the Daleks. The fight causes a lot of damage in the control room, and that, plus the Doctor's tinkering, causes the city to start to die. The Doctor and Bellal escape. The Dalek bomb goes off and power is restored. As the Doctor and Bellal escape, they join up with the other humans, only to find that the Daleks are not only about to leave, but that they really were behind the plague. As soon as their ship is in orbit, the Daleks will drop a plague bomb to wipe out life on Exilian and prevent anyone else from coming to the planet to get more perineum, while the large quantity they mine will allow them to hold the galaxy to ransom. However, however, Callaway, who hit on board before the launch while loading the perineum, sacrifices his life to destroy the Dalek ship with his stolen bomb. Sarah and Jill then reveal that they had replaced the Dalek's perineum with bags of sand. Haha! And that the real stuff is on their ship. Jill and Peter will now await the arrival of a rescue ship to bring the much needed plague cure to the afflicted planets. Everyone turns to look at the city as it melts away. Oh, screaming as it is destroyed. The Doctor bemoans the city's destruction. Now the universe has only 699 wonders. And that's, my friends and Wovians, is the end of this story. That's the Daleks. I will name some cast members. The Doctor, the third Doctor, or Doctor Who, whatever, is played by John Pertwee. Sarah Jane Smith is played by Elizabeth Sladen. Dan Galloway is played by Duncan Lamont. Richard Railton is played by John Abineri. Commander Stewart is played by Neil Seiler. Peter Hamilton is played by Julian Fox. Teal Tarrant is played by Joy Harrison. The High Priest is played by Mostyn Evans. Bellal is played by Arnold Yarrow. Kotal is played by Roy Hyman. Dalek voices is the famous Michael Wisher. And the Dalek operators are John Scott, Martin Murphy Grumber, and Cy Town. So that are some cast members. I will do some build building, not so much build building in it. Elements is, by the way, is perineum is a common assault on Exilian and is the cure for the space plague. Medicine is subsequent tablets are painkillers, and songs the doctor sings. I do like to be beside the seaside. This is a song. So that's very quick world building. And now the story notes for this story. Yes, there are some background information about notes of the story. So there we go. First thing is that this story had the working title of Dalek story, although this was never intended to be an actual title. The title it was given was simply created up on the spot by incoming script editor Robert Holmes, which many people believe that he came up with due to his hatred of the Daleks. On the Doctor Who Sound Effects LP, the title was given Doctor Who and Exilians. This is because Dick Mills, who compiled the record, couldn't remember the titles, so made some up. So you see, there's an LP, by the way, of Doctor Who, and by the way, there are more LPs in the universe. That's for later. This or a story original did not feature the Daleks, which were included because Barry Letts and Terence Dix wanted to cash in on their popularity. Yeah, it's all about the money, money, money. Yeah. Okay, so also thing. By the way, it also needs some popularity. Yeah, it's not always wrong to do to have some. Yeah, or whatever. It's also the decision you can make. And third thing of all, this story marks the first time the Daleks' weapons do not function on screen. The Daleks can modify their casings relatively quickly and replace their energy weapons with slug throwing rifles. Fourth thing is, this is the last Dalek story where the Daleks' weapons are not a variant of the Dalek Ray variant. Fifth thing is that the Daleks target practice with their new proactive weaponry aboard their spaceship using a miniature police box. Another thing is this is the last third Doctor story to feature the TARDIS console room, and the last story to feature it until Planet of Evil. This is also the first story to feature Sarah Jane inside the console room on screen, as well as the only story in which she is shown inside the TARDIS console room with the third Doctor. Another thing, the story shows for the first and only time what illuminates the TARDIS console room. Small hexagonal lights set high on the walls, which fade as the TARDIS is drained of its power. Next thing is, many of the Dalek casings used for this story dated from the 1960s due to the unsatisfactory quality of the casings produced for Planet of the Daleks. Yeah, quality thing. Also, Peter's decision. So more in more episodes, more stories that attributes are used in the stories. That's not the wrong thing. I think you better can do that than think of fantasize about something others. So why don't you why not use old attributes for new stories? This yeah, not different, not the wrong thing. If you can make that Doctor Who more enjoyable, why not? Yeah, okay. Another thing is the cliffhanger to part three. The Doctor and Bella walking towards a red and white geometric patterned area on the floor, only for the Doctor to say "Stop! Don't move." Was not originally going to be the cliffhanger of this episode. The original cliffhanger was going to be at the scene where the Doctor is trying to deduce the answer to the logic test concerning symbols when two Daleks appear. Specifically, the cliffhanger would have hinged on the zoom towards the Dalek gun. This was changed, however, for timing reasons. Yeah, also to consider. Yeah, because you have some time for your broadcast, and so yeah, sometimes not always. Yeah, but in that time it was to be considered. Okay. So the original 6 to 5 line color video table of part one was later somehow lost from the BBC archives. Yeah, what a pity. But a replacement copy was later found to complete the serial. Oh, perfect. This is the latest known episode of Doctor Who for time at least for which no copy exists in any format, not even a 60 mm black and white film, a tele recording. Yeah. Oh. I hope someday all the lost episodes will be restored, by the way. There are so many First Doctor and Second Doctor stories. Oh, I wish I had find the originals. Um, for example, I like the Marco Polo story very much. I like historic uh, stories. So I hope one day we'll find the original tapes of Marco Polo. Yeah. Um, Clips from this story were used in part 5 of the 2001 documentary series SF UK. Another thing is that Radio Times credits Duncan Lamont, Duncan Away, John Amaniri, Richard Railton, and Union Fox, Peter Hamilton as Lieutenant Dan Galloway, Captain Richard Railton, and Lieutenant Peter Hamilton. Another thing is that the surname of Murphy Grimbar Dalek operator is misspelled as Grimbar on all 4 episodes, but spelled correctly in Radio Times. So, oh yeah, that's also important to mention this because this Grumbar, not Grunbar. Another thing is that Terry Walsh, Spaceman, was uncredited on screen for part one, but was credited in Radio Times. So it's sometimes you get the credits much later, but better late than never. I would say. Okay, the humanoid antibodies created by the city's brain to destroy the Doctor and Bella in part 4 were played by Terry Ross and Stephen Ismay, who were uncredited on screen but credited as zombies in Radio Times. So now about the designing of the Exinian masks. They were designed by costume designer L. Roland Warren and created by visual effects sculptor John Friedlander. Special credits mask by and mask designed by appeared on the closing titles and in the Radio Times program listings for parts 1 and 4 for Friedlander and Warren, respectively. So also credits to them. Very important, by the way, to do that work of um, sculptures, costume designers, creating visual effects. It makes Doctor Who much more fun and enjoyable. So credits to all that people behind the scenes who do all this work in the past and now in the present. Thank you very much and applause. Oh, so this was the final televised Dalek story not to feature their creator Davros or use the traditional of the Daleks naming convention until Dalek in 2005. Another thing is that the floor pattern, I know that's from where is it from? So this the floor pattern resembles the chessboard trap used inside the tomb of Rassilon in the Five Doctors. That's some that's his story with Peter Davison. So the next thing is the Arrowhead insignia the Marine Space Corps wears is similar to both the insignia of Star Trek Starfleet, for which it rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise, and the Venus Federation of Terran Nations later project Blake 7, which it is rotated 180 degrees. And by the way, Blake 7 is also one of my favorites. I have all the DVDs of Blake Seven, and I watch it multiple times. And actually, I watched it last time. I watched it again. I'm now again in season two, and where I don't want to spoil it all that much, but I can highly recommend you also to watch Blake Seven. And also, I've watched some Star Trek franchise, not all, but I have some knowledge, and also to enjoy. Still, I want to do all the old franchise of watching the franchise of Star Trek, but actually, yeah, I need more time. I need more than 24 hours in a day to watch all this and prioritizing things. For me, it's important to watch Doctor Who every day. With my, I'm sort of maniac. I want to watch Doctor Who all the, if all every day. I want to watch some episode of Doctor Who. Um, yeah, it's one of my obsessions. Well, yeah, it's what I also called Enigmatic Joker because I'm a little bit wacky, but it's very good. And okay, we go on with story notes. Behind the magic showed on an earlier blaster prototype using one of the Daleks' ballistic weapons from the story. The rifle was a Beretta M38A, and the muzzle was the tin of a World War II mortar. The muzzle was later reused for Panda Babe custom DL21 blaster pistol prop, which itself was used for a Hoth trooper in the Empire Strikes Back. That is Star Wars. Okay. And another thing is that Patty Russell was initially asked to direct the story, but turned the request down, saying that she had no interest in directing a story about the Daleks or any other tin can robots. She instead agreed to direct Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Another wonderful story. With also with Unit in it. Is there's a story with Unit in it, and yeah, with Sergeant Benson and Brigadier Ledbetter Stewart and Captain Mike Yates. There's a big role in that story, but I will not spoil it. Actually, I haven't analyzed of. For in the future, I will analyze the Invasion of the Dinosaurs. By the way, but that's for later. You have to subscribe to the channel to know when I will do this story, Invasion of the Dinosaurs. But I will recommend you to watch it. And yeah, perfect. Um, so she instead agreed to direct Invasion of Dinosaurs, the previous story in season 11's transmission order. Sometimes the production is not in the same what do I call it? The same as the broadcast. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So, next thing is that the history of the universe history and the Dalek Handbook arbitrarily date this story to 2600 as it takes place after the Daleks wars. There's some background historical information. Secret Lives of Monsters framed the story as taking place at the end of the Third Dalek War. Both the universe and the Dalek Protocol, however, place it in the same era as the Dalek's master plan. So there's some differences with where is this placed in time. And that is the point I want to make in every live stream. Um, there are some inconsistencies in the universe. There are some unlogical things in there. But I say to you, choose your own canon, choose your own what in your opinion is best for suitable for you and what is for you most enjoyable for you. That's your decision. Because that's I like Doctor Who so very much. You can choose your own canon, your own favorite canon, your own favorite doctor, your own favorite companion, your own favorite story, episode, whatever. Your own favorite director, your own favorite enemy. Yes, and what it is. So choose what time this story is set. Yeah. Okay. But that's are two. These are the two possibilities to place it. So, what handbook you use is for your to decide. Yeah. Okay. Michael E. Bryan felt this was the least interesting serial he worked on. That the story had nothing to hang on to, and he didn't really know what the story was about. But yeah, this is imprint, but it is a very enjoyable story with with Daleks, so it is very good. And there's an antenna there. Okay, I see it for my radio. Okay. What I'm talking about. Exilian, the planet, was original a jungle planet. This was changed to a desolate rocky world as a jungle setting, as already featured in season 10's Planet of the Daleks. So in season 10 was also a story about the Daleks. Another thing is that the Exilian's city energy draining properties derive from scheduled power cuts occurring throughout the early 1970s. Another thing is that originally the Daleks escaped with a cure, but the humans worked with the Exilians to set them back on the path to advancement and were given more of the cure in return. Another thing is that the Terran nation conceived the Exilians as being bat-like, and the subterranean Exilian Goto was originally called Jibal. Another thing is, and that's for John Pertwee, is that Michael A. Brand had to rearrange his shooting schedule when John Pertwee's arrival was delayed by a severe attack of his chronic back pain. Yeah, that can happen. Also, another thing is that Elizabeth Sladen injured her ankle while running on the muddy grounds. Unfortunately, she had largely completed her location material. So sometimes some things happen. Yeah, shit happens. But it was yeah. Okay. Michael E. Bryant had silver-colored Daleks as he wanted to recapture how they looked during the 1960s in black and white. That's the reason why it's silver-colored. Other thing is that it was the first story that Robert Holmes oversaw. He was shadowing Terrence Dix as a script editor. So that's why you learn from each other, huh? And then to put your own input in it. Yeah, very good. So Nicholas Briggs proclaimed himself the world's greatest death to the Daleks fan. Nicholas Briggs, the great Nicholas Briggs, he wrote and directed both the Exilians and the Dalek Protocol, a prequel and a sequel, respectively, in 2015 and 2021 for Big Finish Productions. The latter story gave Briggs the chance to voice Bellal, which he called a dream come true. You can see in BFX, the Dalek Protocol. So, another story note is that no new Daleks were constructed for the serial. Michael E. Bryan made use of the three surviving 1960s era casings, bolstered by a trio of lesser quality Goon and Daleks built for Planet of the Daleks. Bryan decided to repaint all six cases in a silver and black livery. He felt this echo of the Daleks' original black and white appearance was more effective than more colorful paint schemes employed over the last 2 years. Another thing is that Terence Dixon suggests a narrative involving an intergalactic quest to find the cure for a space plague and an advanced society which had reverted to barbarism. He wanted the Daleks to be less of a focus than in Planet of the Daleks, and he also asked Terran Nation to develop a more compelling female character than Rebek. And the last thing is that the word exilin was inspired by the healing, quote unquote, elixir. So that are these are the story notes. And what I was saying, now I'll dive into the continuity and context. So again, where stories are sometimes linked and are related to each other. So continuity and context in the story related in relation to other stories. So 6 points in this. The Daleks who escaped defeat here were imprisoned on the Dalek asylum in a special ward with other survivors of encounters with the Doctor. You see that in TV episode Asylum of the Daleks in the New Who era. Second thing, in prose. The left-handed hummingbird on Exilian craft is seen. Third thing is Sarah later compares the puzzles on Mars to the Exilian city. We see that in the episode Pyramids of Mars. Fourth thing is this is Sarah Jane's first encounter with the Daleks. She later witnessed their creation in the TV story Genesis of the Daleks with the fourth Doctor Tom Baker. And then decades later encountered them again as they invaded Earth in 2009. That is in the two-part story, The Stolen Earth slash Journey's End, with the 10th. Uh, the Daleks, point 5, the Daleks here moved by telekinesis. In previous encounters, they relied on electricity. We see that in the third Doctor story, the Daleks, and in another story, the Dalek invasion of Earth. And we see that in the power of the Daleks, the second Doctor story. The Daleks eventually adapt to other sources of energy, such as the time vortex. We see that in a TV episode, story Dalek, and in Doomsday. And the last point in the continuity context is that prior to their destruction by the Great Sitting, the Exilians sent teams to other inhabited worlds where they would construct great beacons on their surface that would drain the mental energy of the natives and send it back to the Great City. During his fourth incarnation, Tom Baker, the Doctor, Leela, and K9 would encounter such a team on A9874. We see that, can hear that in the audio, the Exilians. So, and that, my friends, is that all there is? That all there is? All there is. So, I will do some commercials, and then, yeah, what? We will see. So again, the new season of Doctor Who will start on 11 of May on BBC iPlayer. For people outside of the UK and Ireland, outside of these, can watch it on Disney Plus. Season 1, or you can call it season of series 14, whatever. It's your counting. Of course, I will, after these episodes, I will um, discuss and analyze these episodes, stories. I will discuss and analyze these stories on this channel. And so between all the other live streams, we will do that. So I'm looking forward to watch new episodes. It's always a pleasure to looking forward to it. And let's see what it will bring. I'm very curious about Nikuti Kadwa, and yeah, perfect. So stay tuned and like and subscribe this channel, and then you will know when I will do this. But yeah, that's also an announcement I want to make. So remember, 10th, 11th May. Two episodes actually are broadcasted then, and after that is podcast are in the week there. After that, I will air in some one of these in the days. I will do these stories. So you must subscribe to know what when I will discuss and analyze this, and most of all, enjoy. Yeah. Okay. So, sci-fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for their fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music, and sport. And as one of my plans is that I will do also some music streams about music because music is a high passion of me, a very great passion of me. I'm very broad interest in different music styles and genres. So what I want to do is talk about music and about different genre and styles and about what artists there are, singers there are in these genres and styles. So stay tuned also for that. The plan is to do that in April or May or so, doing these live streams. But Doctor Who will always be on this channel, and so we will extend and expand. Have you got ideas for live streams to talk about? You can also contact me via YouTube or Discord. By the way, if you want to talk about food, for example, for found by other franchise, also we can there look for what is possible. So this is called random, by the way, because I want not only talk about Doctor Who. This is, by the way, the we're a special place on this channel for Doctor Who and place by my heart. And so I will regular, unregular, or whatever, regular or unregular. I do Doctor Who, but yeah, I'm open for other entertainment things to do. It also depends on what ideas is and then who wants to join or yeah, whatever. So random, because we will the broadcast on non-fixed times, actually many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what the time of broadcast is. And I don't give a date for another live stream. You must really must um, yeah, subscribe to know when a certain live stream is. I don't say I will stream tomorrow or I stream next week. It's, it's really that is the reason why I'm called enigmatic, and this is random. So when I like to doing or when I am able to, I will live stream, and so it's you have really have to investigate. You have to do some effort to know when I broadcast. Uh, that's the reason why I'm called enigmatic. That's why I'm called this channel random. It is random because you need to follow me to know when I will podcast. So it's also the way with when I will do the and when the new series starts in May. You need to subscribe really to know when I will do the new episodes on live streams. Okay. And where I am called random, is that also because I have no guests or different guests? It depends on what to join me in the live stream panel. If you want to join me in the live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord, YouTube, and we'll look what is possible. Because you can also join in this live stream next to me, talking about these things. You can also join the live chat if you want. Yeah, live chat or join me here on the stream. So and we will look at what is possible, by the way. You cannot promise you things, but we will look what is possible. My Discord server is auspiciously called Discord. The entertainment channel Tech Doctor. Ooh, I bumped this server many times regular. So you find me probably find me above the list in the high in the ranking list because I bumped this server multiple times. So cheers, mate. Have a lots of fun. Your host, Enigmatic Joker, yeah. And then the weekend is almost over, and the new week starts. Well, probably you will go to school or to work, whatever, or both. I wish you a very nice week and much of success. Enjoy your day and enjoy Doctor Who. And I say for now, see you and hear you next time. Bye bye. Here, greetings from your host, Enigmatic Joker. Goodbye. Lul.